Good morning, everyone. I'm Bale, the Cabalquinto, a third-year Bachelor of Elementary Education student, and this morning I will be presenting teaching in a multi-grade classroom focusing on the teaching strategies. So in our module, there is an activity. It says, using your unit theme developed in the last activity and a block timetable example, complete a one-day program for your theme. Show your subject focuses in the thematic studies times. So in this slide is the picture in our model. So we have three strategies in teaching the multi-grade classroom. First is the differentiated instruction. Second is the pulling off. And lastly, one input, many outputs. So for the first one, differentiated instruction, this is adapted from past step national workshop presentation by Dr. Steve Pickford. So we ask, what is differentiated instruction? This is a strategy used in a multi-grade classroom and also a student-centered strategy. It provides multiple approaches to assessment, teaching and learning processes, and learning outcomes to meet students' needs and abilities. Next, how do you prepare for differentiated instruction? Shift the teacher focus from teaching to learning. Explore what each student is capable of doing independently and in groups. Provide tasks of varying difficulty. Provide each student with a choice of learning outcomes. Last, how is differentiated instruction organized? It is important to plan to provide different students with different levels or kinds of contents, or organize different ways that students can learn, understand, and use content, or design different learning outcomes for different students. It is important to remember that differentiation occurs through adapting lesson content, teaching and learning processes, and learning outcomes to meet the different needs of students. So let us differentiate lesson content. Students in different grades can be given different content or the same content but be asked to use it differently. Bloom's taxonomy is sometimes used to differentiate lesson content. First, knowledge is defined as what requires memory only in order to retain information, while comprehension requires rephrasing or explaining information. Application, however, requires the application of knowledge to determine answers. Synthesis requires making predictions, producing original communications, or problem solving with more than one possible solution. And evaluation requires making judgments or offering supported opinions. Now let us differentiate teaching and learning processes. This means providing varied activities or strategies to support different students' learning. It is important to give students alternative pathways to understanding ideas. For example, students may use graphic organizers, maps, diagrams, or charts to differently demonstrate concepts covered. The following are examples of differentiated teaching and learning strategies. First, flexible grouping. Students move between independent work, pair, small and large group work depending on their purpose. Flexible grouping allows students to be appropriately challenged and supported. Students should not be kept in the same groups all the time. Next is the learning preferences. Students can be assigned tasks according to their learning preferences. For example, auditory for students who learn best by hearing information. Visual for students who learn best through seeing information in charts or pictures. Active for students who learn best by using complete examples or need to move around while learning. And lastly, putting students in a preferred learning environment, quiet or noisy, sitting at the desk or on the floor, inside or outside the classroom. Third is the anchoring activities. These are activities that a student may do at any time. For example, when they have completed assignments or for a short period at the beginning of each class as students organize themselves. They may include problems to solve, journals to write, project work, and etc. These activities may also provide the teacher with time to provide additional specific help and instruction to students. Tiered activities are a series of related activities that increase in difficulty. The activities are linked to key understandings and skills students need to acquire. Teachers organize different activities around the same objectives, different ways of reaching the same goals. Next, adjusting oral and written questions. During large group discussion activities, teachers adjust questions for students with different needs. In written tests, the teacher may assign specific questions for different grades or groups of students. Learning centers may contain both differentiated and compulsory activities. However, a learning center is not differentiated unless the activities take into account different students' abilities and level of readiness. It is important that students understand what is expected of them at the learning center and encouraged to manage the use of their time. The degree of structure that is provided will vary according to student and independent work habits. Lastly, independent and shared study projects. Independent study projects are research projects where students learn how to develop skills for independent learning. The degree of help and structure will vary between students depending on their ability. Shared study projects are where 2 or 3 students work together on a project. All students share the research, analysis, and organization of the information, but each student must complete an individual project to demonstrate learning has taken place. So then let us know how to prepare for differentiated instruction. First, shift the focus from teaching to learning, and then explore what students are capable of doing independently. Provide tasks of varying difficulty. Encourage learners to work on tasks with a partner. Help learners to analyze tasks. Provide the learner with choices for the outcome of what they are doing. Help learners verbalize the strategies they are using, asking them, how did you do this? Help students to engage and remain engaged in small group and whole group situations. Explore ways of putting learners in control of their learning. Lastly, explore ways of working with individual students in one-to-one teaching situations, and then in small group and whole class discussions. So that's all. Thank you very much for listening, and God bless.